What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Gun Genesis Nature. Hope you guys have been staying safe, staying cool. You guys haven't seen me on the channel in a little bit. I've been extremely busy with the plethora of things that I had to do. But today I picked a topic that I want to discuss. I want to start off by saying, when you think of design as a topic itself, you think about clothing, jewelry, cars, even guns. Well, at least for me, the first thing that comes to mind is Italy. I like to think of Italy as a place that creates a lot of good design. It's a good designer. And today I chose a rifle that, in my opinion, is great in design, has great values and characteristics, and it represents Italy as a whole. So we'll bring it on. Thank you, Levon.
No problem.
So, in front of me, I have the Benelli Argo E Pro. So, I've owned this rifle for now about 2 years, but I haven't taken it out for hunting at all. I've only taken it out to the range one time, and I've only shot 5 rounds through it. And I have to say my first thoughts on it is pretty well. So, I have shot 5 rounds, and it's kept itself very well. That's all I can say for the first 5 rounds. I will make another video, so I'm not going to be talking too much this video, but I will be making another video at the range where I actually shoot this gun a lot, and you guys will be seeing it with me, how it does in the range and how it performs in terms of accuracy and its other qualities as a rifle with a high standard. I want to start off by saying the design of the Benelli Argo E Pro is very unique from other rifles. In the budget of this rifle, it's pretty hard to find rifles that are uniquely designed like this, like such. And like I mentioned, the traits of this rifle, like Italy's done a very good job at performing its design qualities and mastering it on this rifle, as we can see. I will show you a few traits that this rifle has. So, as you can see, the wood checkering on the wooden stock, that's one. The very nice plastic cheek rest. I can say a lot of rifles in this price range don't even offer that. The Progressive Comfort labeled back stock, like such. And then in the front we have this. We have the logo. Benelli added its logo right over here beside the checkering as well. The magazine, very nice. It's written endurance under it. And then the nice trigger group and stuff like that. We'll go into more detail as I disassemble the gun and assemble it back. So let's start by talking design-wise. They have included, or even before design-wise, I want to go into the characteristics. So this rifle is actually featured in 30-06 Springfield. So I think there's an option you can choose 30-06 and 308. So this is a 30-06, fully wood stock. There is an option to go plastic polymer, black synthetic stock. This is the Argo E Pro. So this is the wooden stock. And usually when you pick up a rifle of this class, you try to aim for traits such as ergonomics, comfortability, etc., etc. However, I feel like the looks of the rifle is also a very crucial point because it adds more characteristic and taste to the rifle, and it just adds a little bit more touch to it. As you guys can see, the colors of the rifle just go extremely well. I have to mention that not a lot of rifles even include carbon fiber on their rifle. And you can even see that Benelli added carbon fiber sights. So let me show you that up close. These railings, if they're called railings, these are carbon fiber made. And also the one in the front, this one right over here. Carbon fiber, by the way. And not a lot of rifles, I haven't even personally seen a rifle that includes carbon fiber sight railings like such. So very important thing to mention. Also, the colors of the beads, So I'm not exactly sure if you'll be able to see. Nevertheless, the beads and the colors, these two, you guys can see this one for sure. But for this one, it's also red. It contrasts very well, especially if you're nighttime shooting. So these do glow up in the dark, key point as well. And they form up together. It's like a sight, and then there's two more sights right over here. So you have to line up the middle sight right over here. So it's almost like this. You line up the middle sight. It's very important. So this one also has that. It glows up in the dark. So if in case you're doing nighttime shooting range in your backyard or whatever, that helps with that. Also the wood, the checkering, I aforementioned that in the start of the video. It goes very good in contrast with the railings right over here and this rifle, like these parts. And also the rifle does allow you to put a scope on it. So if I show you guys, there's places over here where you can take them out, pop them out, and put scopes there. So I do have a couple scopes. I think they're Bushnell and stuff. So I do have a couple scopes that I could put. Nevertheless, I wouldn't want to put them on because I really like the design and I want to enjoy the design like this out in the range. And probably one day in the future, I will change my mind and I will go forward with the idea of putting on a scope. Probably when I treat this rifle more professionally and take it out for hunting, like actual hunting. But as of right now, I would like to enjoy this rifle with the looks that it has, and I admire the looks to a very high degree, as I think everyone else should, because this rifle is very excellent in terms of looks. Like I said, I've only shot this rifle a very select few amount of times. So, and as I aforementioned, I will make a separate video with you guys showing how this rifle does it performance-wise out in the range when I take it out, especially for that. Also want to show a very key thing about this rifle, key characteristic, that this forearm stock is actually used as a tool to take down the rifle. So I haven't took down this rifle a lot, many times. So my hands have not quite gotten used to taking the rifle down as I do with my other videos. You guys have seen me taking down the rifles or shotguns pretty quickly. This one, I'm not too fluent in it. Nevertheless, I'm quite good at it. So I'll show you guys how this is used as a key, as a tool to take it down. So like most rifles, gas operated, first thing you want to do is just unscrew the very top like such. It'll come out like that. So it's actually, I had difficulty with this until I watched another review on how to take it out. Not a review, like the manual itself. Couldn't understand how to take this off. I thought this was like an endless screw, but actually it gets to a certain point where it starts being loose like that. So that means that you have to actually take this apart. It comes apart like such. And so this is actually a tool. I want to ask you guys, how many rifles have you seen that use the forearm or any part of the gun as a tool to take down the gun? Well, I can answer the question. I haven't seen many do that. So what you want to do after that, there are little holes right over here. I mean, I can show you guys like closely. There are little holes right there. So Benelli's thought that pretty smart. They said, why don't we do this? Why don't we make this part and put it in here so we can use that as a tool? So to unscrew it, essentially what you have to do is use it like a screw. You just take it down like that. And you get to a certain point where you don't even have to use this because it will get so loose that you don't need to use this anymore. So let's see if that is this point right now. Nope, it's not. So you just continue doing it. I'm not gonna do a full disassembly of the rifle, by the way, guys. This is only gonna be a partial disassembly. So I think it's gotten loose enough, yep. So now you could just use your fingers to take it apart. Like this, essentially just screwing it out. It's like regular. You just put it right over here. And then now you can take the entire thing out. I'm not gonna take the entire thing out, but this is just the demonstration of how to show you guys. Also, key thing that I want to show you guys, when you are taking it out, it's very essential that you guys take the magazine out. And the way that you do that is this little button right over here. You just click that, magazine pops out just like that. Just that little button right over here at the bottom of the safety. So what you can do is just pop it back in. It makes a clicking sound to make sure to let you know that it's popped back in. And then your next steps are just putting it back in. So as you disassemble, you assemble the same way back in, like all rifles and shotguns. It gets to a point where you can't do it anymore with your fingers, so then you use Benelli's smart tool, which they invented in the stock, and screw it back in like this. And if you guys are scared that you're gonna push too much in, that this is gonna break, it's not. It's likely not gonna break unless you do too much and you act dumb about it, which I don't recommend that you do. You just act normal, you screw it back in, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna break. I don't think Benelli makes guns that break like that. So, here we go. It takes some time to do it. You have to be careful. You guys saw how that just happened? So if I'm screwing it, it right away stops. Doesn't let you go more, so don't go more, because then you end up breaking these things. So done. Once it's there, once it's stopped, then you stop, because it doesn't go more than that. And then you just put the forearm stock back into place. It pops right in its designated location. And then you end up screwing this as much as you can with your fingers, because you can't do it anymore. And there you go, a partial disassembly and assembly of the rifle. And I want to show you guys this as well. So that's the bolt. It's pretty smooth. So here, let me explain to you guys. When I first bought this rifle, it makes this one sound. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that is supposed to happen. That is supposed to happen. You guys can watch millions of reviews, whatever. That sound is supposed to happen as part of the mechanism. So don't get annoyed by it. It's part of the mechanism. That's what's supposed to happen, if you guys were wondering if it was. It's not about oiling the rifle too much or too little. I've oiled it a billion times, took it out, these parts of it I've taken down. There's nothing like that. So you guys will be good. This is a magazine. It's a 4-round magazine. There are magazines that are 10 round, but because I'm in Canada, there are limitations. For those of you guys who live in Canada, you guys know that there are limitations. So this is technically considered a 4+1. 1 in the chamber, 4 in the magazine. There are extension ones that can go down up until here. So if you put it in, it pops out. It goes about right around over here. There's a 10 extension one, so that technically considers 10+1. So you're 1 in the chamber, 10 in the magazine. This one is a 4, like I said. It's written adherence at the bottom, key touch up, and then, if you guys were wondering, there's a little lever right over here. I'll explain to you guys what that is. There's a little lever right over here. That is actually bolt release. So what you have to do is put the bolt a little bit back, and then push this down, and the lever goes. Almost like a semi-automatic shotgun. It has that little button, but instead of that, it just has that little thing. Another thing that I want to show you guys is how, the bolt is essentially taken out. There's only one way you can do it, and I found out very recently how to do that as I was struggling, how to take it out properly. There is only one way, like I said. There is a little place near the end, right over there. It's a little curved down part. And that is where you must stop the bolt in order to take the bolt handle out. So Benelli's thought this pretty smart, and they said, well, let's prevent the bolt charging handle from falling out of the place. So we only designate one location where it could pop in and pop out. So that location is right over here. So in case you try to take this out, you're never gonna be able to do that, never. Okay, so the only way that you can actually do that is by placing the bolt over here during the disassembly. So if the rifle is like this in a range, you can't take this out until you disassemble every part. You get to the barrel, you put the bolt over here to this location right over here. Near the end, you guys will see. If you hold this rifle in your hands, you will see exactly what I'm talking about, right over here. And then from over there, you can only pop it out, pop it in. It's actually pretty easy to do it. Pretty easy. It pops right in and right out. It's very simple. But if you try to do it in this location, I say it again, I reiterate my message. If you try to do it from over here, it's never gonna work. Or over here. You take it right over here and it's gonna work perfectly fine. And essentially that is pretty much it. Like I promised you guys in this video, as we talked and discussed, I will be making another video in the range, how I shoot this rifle, how it performs, is it good at target shooting, does it shoot good in tight groups, how are the sights just stock, so on and so forth, etc. I'm making a video like that. But in this video I didn't do too much talking, I just talked about the gun, the rifle. And that's pretty much it for this rifle. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this rifle. It's a piece of beauty, in my opinion. I admire its looks a lot, as Italy makes great designs. And that's pretty much it for the Benelli Argo E Pro. I hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned. There is more videos coming out soon. And thank you very much. Please hit the subscribe button, like button, and share this video with people who might be interested in these types of videos. And until next time, have a great day. Goodbye.